Hello everyone. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you tips and tricks on how to use the fill function in Excel. Let's dive in. So say I wanted to use quarters. If I just type Q1 and I just fill up to Q4, no problem. Excel can fill that one easily. Say I wanted to do months of the year, January, and I can drag all of this up until December. But what if we had a list that we constantly use and we want to be able to create our own custom one in Excel? So, for instance, I live in Canada and I always have to work with data containing all the provinces. So, if I type provinces here and I start to drag down, you see that all of the provinces in Canada start to fill in. So this is useful for me because I don't have to type all 10 provinces every time that I have to enter some data. What if we wanted to create our own custom list, just like I've done in Excel? Say, for instance, you have to you, you have to enter data with regions every month. So here I'm going to type north, south, east, west. But I want Excel to be able to remember this list so that any other time that I have to use these data labels, I don't have to type them in manually. So to do this, we're going to go to File, we go to Options, and in the Advanced tab, scroll all the way down until we find the custom lists. So here we're going to hit Edit Custom Lists. And as you can see here, I have all of the list of the provinces as a custom list. So if we want to create a new custom list with the regions, what I'm just going to do is go here in the text box and then select all of the text and click on import. Once it's been imported, I will click on OK, click on OK the second time. And now if I type region and I drag it down, I can easily do this multiple times across different Excel sheets. It doesn't matter. It's now a custom list that lives within my Excel. Now, one strange thing that I noticed is we're not able to use the autofill function for alphabets. So if I type in an A here and I try to drag it down, I'm expecting to see B, C, D, E, F, G, H, but it doesn't happen. I even try to Control Z. I try to type A, B and C here, but it won't work. So there are a lot of workaround formulas to be able to get this to work, but I would prefer to just create a custom list so that anytime that I need to use the alphabets for any reason, I will be able to recall them through a custom list. So I have A to Z in this sheet, and that's what I'm going to use to create a custom list. So just as we did before, I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Options, Advanced, and scroll down all the way. Click on Edit Custom List. And I'm going to go to Import. Click on Import. Now I have it. And so I have to click OK one more time. So this time around, if I type my A here and I start to drag it down, we see B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and all of that. So sometimes if you don't remember how to create a custom list, another way to create the alphabet is to use the sequence formula and the character formula combined together. So what you can do is to use the sequence formula and how many rows you want to say 26 because there are 26 letters in the alphabet and one column, and where do you start from? And that's where the trick is 65 is the ASCII code for A. So if you start with 65, Excel is going to create a sequence of the numbers 65 to 90 for you. So, but the ASCII code for the letter A is 65. So if we wrap this formula in a character formula, we're going to type C C-H-A-R. Use the tab and then close it. Once we press enter, there it is. We have our A to Z. So whichever one works for you, anytime you need to use the alphabets for your data labels, those are the two options that you have. Moving on to another fill function is working with series like weekdays in a year. So say for 2025, I want to know all the days of the whole year that are weekdays, excluding weekends. What I need to do is to use the Excel fill function. And so in here, I'm going to type January 1st, 2025. In Canada, we start with a year. So I'm going to go 2025 1 1, press enter. Then I'm going to come back here, go to the fill, drop down, and I'm going to say I want to do a series. So I want it to be in columns because I want everything in one single column. And I've selected the date as the type of series. But in these options, instead of going for day, I'm going to click on weekday. Excel will also know where we want to stop this. So what is the last value here? It's going to be December 31st. So I'm going to go 2025-12-31. I'm hoping that is correct. I'm not sure. Let me try 31. No, I think I got that correct. Okay, so if I click OK, there you see it, Excel fills all of the weekdays for 2025. One way to verify that there are no weekends in this date range is to use the weekday formula in Excel. So I'm going to type equals weekday. And I'm going to select all of this at the same time so I can do a spill. And I don't even need to select any of all these formulas. I'm just going to wrap this weekday in a text formula. So I'm going to type text. And the value, of course, is the weekday formula. And then I want it to return days. So I'm going to enter DDDD. And that way we can see that all of the days that we have here are excluding Sundays and Saturdays. So this is a very neat function if you want to do some of the calculations, like if you're doing a project schedule and you want to exclude weekends from that, that is a neat function for you. And so the final tip for today is going to be how to quickly delete all non-formula text on an Excel sheet. In this example, I would like to retain the header and to retain the formulas, but I want to get rid of all other data that was manually entered. So it's easy, for instance, to take out all of the data from columns A to D because they were all manually entered. But for the rates, some of them were manually entered, some of them use a formula. So if I accidentally delete all of this, I'm going to delete some of all these formulas. But I don't know how many cells in the rates column has formulas. So, and instead of trying to delete everything one at a time, I want to do everything together. So what I'm going to do is right below the header, I'm going to use Shift Control right and down to select all of those cells. And then I'm going to hit F5, or you can go here to find and select and click on Go to Special. And here I just want to take out the constants. So clicking on this option means everything that is not a formula within the selected cell. So if I hit OK, and you can see that some texts are dark and some other ones have a lighter background shade. Those are the text, the ones with the lighter ones here are the ones without a formula. So if I just hit delete, what happens here is it takes out all the data that was manually entered, retaining every other thing that has a formula. Like this one has a formula, this one has a formula. So that way I'm able to preserve all of the formulas within the worksheet without having to manually look through all of the cells to identify those ones that I need to delete. If you find this content useful, share with others, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.